Mick, man of the match tonight, Cody Walker.
Yeah,
he was not going to die wondering. He got this second shot at Origin and he really stepped into that space and he said, righto, boys, let's go.
Oh, Vaughn, it was so good to watch, just knowing, you know, the speculation, the talk and, you know, whether he should be there, shouldn't be there, should they have gone with Nico Hines. Yeah, there was arguments everywhere around the selections, given how New South Wales had been unable to find points in the opening 2 games of the competition, and Hines and Cody Walker have been majestical with the football, you know, in the week-to-week NRL competition. Boy, tonight he just freewheeled. He just went for it tonight. Didn't sit there and overthink it. When moments didn't come off for him, he didn't go into his shell. He didn't play frustrated, and he just made the players around him better. And that's what Cody does at South. He makes Latrell better. He makes Alex Johnson better. He's got a great combination out on the edges with his back rows and centres. And tonight he did the same. For Bradman Best, he'd be sitting in the sheds now going, boy, what a player. How good is it to play outside Cody Walker? Just the time and space and the tempo. Like, the game just slows down when he's got the ball in his hands. The way that he held up that pass for Bradman to score that was the first or second try for New South Wales was just brilliant ball
It didn't
play.
slow down for Val Holmes. As soon as Cody lit up that left, were you like, uh-oh, this is how we're going to go?
Well, you sort of had that thought coming into the game that if they were able to get that combination down pat on the left-hand side, Murray, you know, was critical in that regard, just playing early and into the line enough to then give Cody Walker time and space to play with, and they really found out Nene and also Daly Cherry-Evans.
Daly's got a habit in his game, Cos, and it goes back to the Des Hasler system and being coached by him for such a long time, and you know, working with Des, it was a big part of how we defended too, and a lot of it is that half jamming up and hard on block shapes. Now, when we played, call it the Penrith system, or you know, fell into those patterns of play subconsciously with so many Penrith blokes in the system early on, particularly in game 1 in those big blocks of possession. Cherry-Evans was able to defensively outsmart and jam. And we saw it tonight once when he got Cody Walker and frustrated him with the poor pass. But the flat shape at Cherry-Evans tonight allowed him not to be able to jam, which then caught him with a bit of indecision around Nene a couple of times, and once Walker got a whiff that there was some opportunity to threaten there, the brilliant ball players don't take the foot off the throat. You know, and we saw it with Queensland. Like, Munster's done it in games. Cherry-Evans has done it in games. Reece Walsh has done it in this series. Cody did it tonight. He was electric on that left side. It was bloody good to watch for.
What about Mitch Moses? Jettisoned in for game 2, did a solid job. Again, great tonight.
I couldn't be prouder of Mitch Moses.
Because it's really, well, I mean, we know that Nathan Cleary, once he's, you know, fit, obviously you'd imagine he'll return next year. But if you're Mitch Moses, you step into this space knowing...
You go back, Vaughn, a couple of years ago, right? Sorry to cut you off.
No, not at all.
And you think of that moment where Parramatta are at that crossroads. Do we get rid of Moses or do we get rid of Norman? And they had some tough conversations. And as a public, we have an expectation that an 18, 19, 20-year-old kid needs to behave in a certain way. We all know it takes time to grow up, you know. And Mitch has matured not only as a player, but as a person, and he's a father, and life changes. He's 27, he's in the sweet spot of his career now. He's taken Parramatta to a grand final, and forever and a day there's still been so many question marks about could he get it done on the big stage. And Mitch has done it. I think he's been, like, I know we were beaten in game 2. I still thought he was one of our best. I really did. And tonight I felt like the attacking style suited him a lot better. He went physically after the game. I thought he showed tonight that he's a state of origin player. I thought he was great, Mitch. I really did. And that's not just with the ball in hand. Defensively out on that right edge, I thought he was great. I thought he was great, Von, tonight.
And all while knowing Nathan Cleary is probably going to step back in and be the halfback.
But that's great. We've got Ben Hunt and Daly Cherry-Evans doing the same for Queensland, where they both star as halfbacks on the weekend. And you know how important it is to be able to have, you know, depth, quality depth like that. And, you know, Queensland have spoke about it before. New South Wales talk about it as well. You don't have a mortgage on your jersey. You've got to earn it. It's a representative jersey. And Mitch has now shown, well, you know, I'm in for the fight. Nathan's world class. Nathan's one of the best halfbacks I've seen play. But he's got someone breathing down his neck now. It's great competition. It's fantastic.
He's always healthy. Corey, it's interesting to think about Mitch Moses, you know, in position tonight. Daly Cherry Evans. These are two halfbacks that have really gone through a bit of a roller coaster. They've had the light and shade of the game thrown at them. They've had their fair share of criticism, and here they are, front and centre of State of Origin, Game 3, steering their states around.
Yeah, I've got to echo what Mick said. I really enjoyed Mitch Moses' game in Game 2, particularly his first half. I thought he was pressing. I thought they missed some real opportunities, particularly on short sides where Mitch Moses is so lethal. And then to come into Game 3 and to have the presence that he had tonight, his kicking game was outstanding. He only had one kick that was sort of, you know, not where it wanted to go. Defensively outstanding, but his running game, I mean, he was causing havoc with his running game. He looked in total control of where he was. He didn't look overawed at all. And he's done everything he can. He's done everything he can in a jersey that was handed to him because Nathan Cleary was injured. Now, that's not to say that Nathan Cleary just walked back into the team. We all assume that. But, you know, he's a quality player. I mean, and halfbacks they get judged on how they go in big games.
They're under the microscope more than any player.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yep. How they go in big games, in grand finals, etc. And Mitch Moses, I go back to last year. The Cowboys game up with Townsville, when he turned that team around to get them into a grand final, like he was able to do that. So, as Mick touched on, he's in the sweet spot of his career, and he's approached this series, you know, from the one hand where you go, well, and I've said it publicly myself, you know, if Cleary's fit, he probably doesn't get back into the team. But he's approached this with an opportunity to say, look, I'm an Origin player and I'll do it as long as I can until someone tells me I can't, and he's done a hell of a job.
That's a bit of Ubuntu as well.
Well.
For the greater good,
yeah,
Corey.
For the greater good. I am because we are.
Well, geez, I like hearing you say it.
Ubuntu. Yeah. Ubuntu.
Keon Kalamatangi was our other debutant. He was absolutely monstrous.
Yeah.
Looked right at home in a Blues jersey. You can imagine that hopefully this is game one of many to come. Looking at the Blues side, would you be happy to stick with this for game one next year?
Oh, Vaughn, look, you know, you sit here with the emotions now and go, yes, absolutely. But for me, Latrell Mitchell and Tom Trbojevic are absolute world class. Nathan Cleary's world class. Geez, tough off the top of my head. I know one thing's for certain, that Bradman Best established himself tonight as an Origin player. So too did Keon Kalamatangi. And I think and I've said it, and we're a much better side with Murray and Martin starting. We really were. Geez, I thought Cameron Murray, I mean...
What difference did that make straight off the bat?
He brings what Ruben Cotter brings, and it's this incredible toughness, yet he's got footwork, leg speed, and he's just, I'll do whatever you need me to do type player. And that's what... You rely on those guys in Origin, and when others fatigue and start to wilter mentally and start to fall away, that's when players like Cameron Murray find another gear and go up a level. And
you look at players and what they can bring, and who brings more or has more impact in different areas. Now, we saw Cameron Murray start the first two games off the bench, Isaiah Yeo start, and it didn't work from my point of view. I thought Cameron Murray should be starting. He gets an opportunity tonight, his first start in the lock forward position for New South Wales. Yet Isaiah Yeo is such a team-dominated, team-orientated player. Goes on, plays in the middle, does a terrific job.
Yeah, that was good.
Very strong through that middle, but also has got that bit of skill if you need it. But he didn't need it because Cameron Murray was able to provide it, you know, at different stages. And they looked far better, as opposed to the opposite, where obviously, you know, Cody Walker helps with that combination with Murray, but I think, and I've said this publicly before, I think you need to have your best players on the field for as long as you can.
Cook didn't split them tonight, with that blistering speed that we've seen, but you could see just the presence of Murray on the field with him for longer and Cody Walker around him, that it naturally made him get out of dummy half more and be a little more active. He looked a little more comfortable there too. I thought as that late footwork, leg speed, but more the mentality to run than feel the need to be on a certain play to pass to Nathan.
And he played a similar role.
Was a bit more origin.
Yeah, he played a similar role in the Australian side at different stages of playing that middle forward position as opposed to that that length sort of player.
Regan Campbell-Gillard.
Oh, again.
Told, discarded, told not suitable for our
point,
style.
aside from the obvious, he had a point to prove personally as well. And I thought the start of the game, Campbell-Gillard was outstanding. I thought he really went after the battle physically. There was a real challenge going on in the middle third of the field between Campbell-Gillard and Fodawaker at times and Carrigan. And he did exactly what you want from a play one front rower. Tino and RCG went at it in the opening 10 minutes. It was brutal at some points.
Leave me
he didn't shirk his work. He went after it. He put him on the front foot. He bit down on the mouth guard and he got forward. That's his job. That is his job in a nutshell. And he did it terrifically.
Love to see Big Reg back out.
The flowing moustache was just in the breeze at Acor. He could just... putrid.
It was a thing of beauty, but well done to the Blues. 24 to 10-point winners. You just about picked this scoreline, did you not?
Wasn't going to start floating my own boat.
Yes.
We might have a little bit of that later, our pre-game predictions.
Well done to you.